So, can I now invite Sujay, who is also a journalist of many years. He used to be with the Hindu. He was a business editor at the Hindu. Now freelances. So, Sujay, why don't you give us your take on what you have seen in terms of the way policy interacts with the broken food system, or leads to a broken food system.
Thank you, Mr. Mehdu, for this opportunity, and thank you for the invitation for this. Well, the policymakers are totally disconnected with what's happening on the ground. That's the feeling one gets when you interact with them or talk to them. They hardly have any idea. I mean, think tanks like Niti Aayog or the Planning Commissioners, 12 Planning Commissioners, they did not have a connect. They had no idea of the difference between a hill state or a plain area. The differentiator was never prevalent to the problems of the hill states with regard to different issues, including agriculture or horticulture. They never found any kind of sympathetic hearing with the policymakers in Delhi. And my large issue would be about media, as we talked about the obsession with GDP yesterday. A lot of experts talked about the obsession with GDP. This obsession with GDP has changed the discourse in the media, in the political space, as well as with the policymakers. Today, when we talk about 7.2, 6.7, 8%, 9%, we feel so happy about that India is going, to a different trajectory altogether. But on the ground, things are very, very different. Look at agriculture. What kind of growth? Agriculture growth has been going down dramatically over the last few years. Correct me if I am wrong, Vrindaji, you know it better. Over the last, look at the people associated with agriculture, the contribution of agriculture to GDP, that's hardly recognized in the policy making or in the political debate. Coming to the media part, you will find that the media at large has lost focus of social issues. We hardly in the media are covering or giving any traction to issues impacting our society at large. The media is largely driven either by politics or by crime or by commercialization. This degradation has happened over the last 1 decade, and the contribution of the broadcast media is huge in this regard. Have we hardly, when we debate even about farmers, the society issue which SP talked about, we take it to a different trajectory altogether. There's escapism in what we try to debate or discuss in the media. The media has lost its focus or responsibility of covering issues that not only impact farmers but society at large, the poor or the marginalized, or as Mr. Krishna Kumar said about the villages. India lives in its villages. We hardly have any storytelling or narrative coming out of villages. Suicides are now taken as something which is like a FIR written. Every day a crime happens and farmer suicides are treated like that, which is very unfortunate. Hunger has become a very big issue in today's world. And it is all, interconnected, the folk to farm, the challenge, and as we talk about, this need to integrate the whole system, connect the interconnectivity of the whole ecosystem of farming and how it reaches there. From folk to the farm, from gate to the plate, from boat to the throat. This all needs a lot of integration. As we progress, as we talk about GDP numbers going up, but latest indicators point out that the number of people who lack access to adequate food has risen, in fact, and not gone down, despite the word of we making huge claims about huge GDP growth. And now almost 800 plus million people go to bed hungry across the world. And it's going up dramatically each passing year. It's not reducing. And keeping in mind all these things that are happening around this narrative, there's this goal by we call them the SDG goals of the United Nations, which say that eliminate hunger and malnutrition by 2030 across the world. There's hardly any effort, or rather, it will be very difficult to achieve these goals with regarding to stunting of children, wasting, obesity, diabetes, and it poses a great threat. And we are looking at how to feed the world population in the next 20, 30, 40 years. This is an alarming situation for all of us. And some of the data, there's an effort at diversification that has not happened. The farmer has not been educated, the farmer has not been helped in diversification. There's no hand-holding, there's no guidance to the farmer in how he needs to diversify in crops, how his farm income needs to grow up. There's been no effort at all. There's no technological interventions by the states to help the farmers, to get them to focus on different farm foods so that their incomes are go up. There's an obsession with GDP and MSP in this country, and it's very difficult to go away from that obsession of GDP and MSP. We still focus, we feel that MSP is the best solution, which I've been reading a lot of blogs by the also, and it's not a real solution to know. It's actually the loan waivers, the MSPs. They are actually I think so. They are obstacles to farmers going to the next level. That's what I feel. I'm not a specialist or an expert in this regard, but that's something I feel about this. And we need to get out of that vicious circle. So as part of the diversification process also, the government has come up with this, recently you must have heard about Mission Potion, nutrition mission, and they have included 6 millets in that mission. Millets are now part of the Food Security Act, so they can be distributed in the midday meals and other through the PDS system, because millets are more nutritious. Millets consume much less water to produce. But only issue regarding millets is they have a short shelf life, the storage capacity. They can't be stored for long, like rice and wheat can be done. So that's another challenge which experts have to deal with. But yes, millets are being targeted as something which will eliminate malnutrition in the country in the next 1 decade they are talking about. So another point I would like to make here is that food is for people, for the planet, but are we in a position to do that? To feed that entire population? The hunger, the disease, pollution in the environment, the degraded land, the overheated planet we are living in, and the workforce that is too poor to feed itself. So today we are faced with multiple challenges on this front. And I'm not the person, but the policy makers have to look solutions within. Millets are something which was integral part of our food habits some 50 years ago, and maybe before that also. So that needs to be some within. We have to look for solutions. It cannot be from outside. I'll give you a classic example of BT cotton. BT cotton was introduced about 15, 17 years ago by Monsanto. The claims were that BT cotton would give a 15 times much bigger yield, and also there's no pest, it cannot be infested by pests. Today we are seeing BT cotton being infested with bollworm disease. Farmers are at their wits' end, and Monsanto is saying that it has happened due to poor spraying by the farmers. And the state of Maharashtra is backing Monsanto company on this, saying that the farmers were at fault and not this. Nobody is talking about why that promise of insect-free, disease-free crop has not been lived up to. It's one of the GMO crops. So, but you will not read anything substantial in the media about it. You will not find media talking about it. Only thing they want you will only read what they want you to read. You only eat what they want you to eat. Many studies, be it in the agriculture or the FMCG group or the medical side, are studies they are backed quietly through foundations or institutions that are backed by multinational companies, be it medical side, be it the agriculture food side. Kellogg's, it's a very famous thing about a decade ago when they did a study. Somebody did a study and 5-7 years ago that it's very good to eat cornflake. It's awesome. Cornflake is the most nutritious thing to eat in the morning for breakfast. Some investigations by Washington Post later, a year or two later, revealed that the foundation that did the study was funded by Kellogg's. So, this is how it works, but nobody goes and probes it out there. So I think that media plays a very big role in creating that awareness. Media needs to hit the ground and go amongst the farmers, the communities, the poor, the marginalized, and look for solutions there. They should create an awareness around the issues impacting. They should act as pressure groups on the policymakers, on the government, so that amendments to policies are made, keeping in mind the ground realities and not just some people who are sitting far away from what is happening on the ground. So I will just end it there.
Thank you, Sujay, for giving a media perspective, and thanks for pointing a finger at yourself and ourselves. This debate it's ongoing within the media also. So today media is as polarized as our polity. So I hope something good comes out of it.